state government under Trump. I don't think that that kind of NA is being suppressed. Is it happening again? Back to being laggy. Let me see if it's working here. Is it better now? Yeah, that's really weird. I wonder why that's happening. Okay, well, anyway, we'll keep going. So yeah, what I was saying before was that, like with COVID, a lot of people didn't like the way that, like, media and social media companies and the government, it felt like we're kind of working together to establish one point of view, and nobody that, or anybody who, like, kind of tried to challenge that point of view was completely deplatformed. And so I don't think that they can fearmonger with, like, state-sponsored media happening after what happened with COVID. And so, and again, like, I'm not really debating whether, like, it was a good thing or not. I'm looking at, like, this is, I think, what people's perception of this is. It's a global health crisis. People shouldn't be allowed to spread misinformation that can kill and did kill people. That's dangerous. Well, no. I mean, the First Amendment, like, just because there's a, quote, public health crisis or something like that doesn't mean that you just get to ignore the Bill of Rights. It doesn't mean that, you know, like, oh, we're going to put people's rights and protections under the law. We're going to put that on the back burner. That's not how it works. Rules are not made to protect things that are easy to protect and that everybody agrees with. They're made to protect things that are hard to protect and that few people do.
Together, they will put aside rivalries and petty professional differences. They will stand and fight together as the free press, as the fourth estate, as an institution that is...
That actually is, like, really kind of a mask-off thing to say, is that the media refers to itself and considers itself like the fourth branch of government. I really think that that's not true, and I think that that's extremely dangerous.
As these guys on the other side inevitably start picking off individual journalists, individual publishers, individual news organizations to try ultimately to turn us all into some American accented version of RT.
Yeah, that's clearly not what's happening. Instead of check and balance? Yeah, I don't think so. That argument, you can't yell bomb in an airport, fire in a movie theater. You know, freedom of speech does not give you the ability for harm. Let me see here. Give me a minute. So here's I mean, there's a lot of other places that you can look this up and educate yourself about it, but I'll go ahead and just read this here. First Amendment issues you'll invariably run into somebody talks about, well, you can't always yell fire in a crowded theater. That's not the law. It really never has been the law. And it's from a case that got overturned 60 plus years ago. So the example that you're using isn't true, and it didn't happen. There you go, right? I mean, like, again, you can, I'm sure you might be able to come up with another one, but that's just simply not true. All you have to do is Google it. It takes just a few seconds. Retard chatter. Yeah, oh, I mean, that's just the way people are, right? That's the way people are. That's the way they think. Media and government equals propaganda. Yeah, maybe, right? But that's really it. Freedom of speech. I wouldn't ban him. It's a common misconception. No, he's not getting banned for that. I don't think that he was rude. He was just disagreeing. And people aren't going to get banned for being wrong. They're going to get banned for being rude, right? That's very different. So yeah. Freedom of speech, not freedom from consequences. So let me ask you a question. Would you agree if North Korea said that you could say whatever you want, it's just that if you say it, we kill you? Because you have free speech, but you don't have freedom of consequences? Because that is technically what their position is. How do you see that? Anyway, I was agreeing with you, saying people can say whatever they want. Well, you weren't, but that's okay. Freedom of speech is fundamentally freedom from consequences. So basically, freedom of speech is freedom from consequences of that speech. That's literally what the freedom is from. That's the way it works. How? From the government. Yeah, exactly. Not at all. No, that's literally true. From the government, not social. Yeah, but we were talking about the government. We were talking about the government and the legal system. We weren't talking about social. Obviously, there's going to be social consequences for all kinds of things that you said. I think that's common sense. Anybody would know that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but we were talking about, like, should somebody get in trouble for misinformation? It's even further than that. It's protection from consequences as part of the social contract. Yeah, but, and a lot of people, like, I feel like there are phrases like that. Like, I think that there are, I'm just going to say it, I think there are retard phrases that I see repeated a lot on the internet. Like, if pirating isn't, if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. Freedom of speech isn't freedom of consequences. Let me think of a few more of these that are like, how many other ones do we have? Like, other, like, retard talking points. You wouldn't download a car? Yeah, sure. You wouldn't yell fire in a movie theater. Yeah, that's another good one. Words are violence. Yeah, definitely. America isn't a democracy, it's a constitutional republic. Yeah, I think that's true, probably to an extent. Give me a second. The average American eats 45 plus. Okay, there's another one. Let me look at the rest of this. Look up free speech exceptions. Yeah, I know that there's exceptions to it. Do you think that, like, I don't know that there are exceptions to it? Why entertain bad speech and poor logic with argument? I think that a lot of times, like, I don't really have a problem talking about it because it's something that a lot of people don't know. And I think that there's a lot of really big misconceptions that people have. And because of those misconceptions, people kind of talk themselves into corners without understanding it. I think everybody makes that mistake, including me. And so the best thing that I can do really is to just show people that that's not the case. So that's it. I mean, I'm not really mad about it or anything like that. It's not really a big deal because I just think that's what it is. I might misunderstand what you said to me about COVID. What did the media do that was so wrong? What I'm saying is that I think that a lot of people viewed the media during COVID as a wing of the government and operating like as the government, and that caused them to distrust both the media and the government. I feel like this is like a massively popular viewpoint that literally like millions of people have. Spreading lies about vaccines? Yeah. They presented themselves as unquestionable truth? Yeah. Agree or disagree, First Amendment's 230 years old and couldn't contemplate where we are today in social media? I don't really see how social media changes anything. I really don't. I don't see it like that, and I don't think it's accurate at all. Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, what about media makes it, what about, like, social media makes it unique or special? I don't really think so. Like, yeah, I'm just not really thinking of anything. Yeah, like, people have been retarded forever. So, anyway, this has been, like, a really big component, and I think a lot of people, it's really unfortunate that nobody really talks about this, but this is a really big problem, and big surprise, Yoko Taro, the creator of Nier Automata, is bringing this up. So there's a rising phenomenon on November 5th. His mind ostensibly turned to the subject due to recent news that publicly accessible out-of-print manga archive would be shutting down after various credit card companies dropped them as a client due to their hosting of various erotic comments. Credit card payment companies are refusing to accept legitimate adult content payments, wrote the eccentric video game developer. Regulations beyond the law have been in place in publishing in other fields, but the fact that a payment processor, which is involved in the entire distribution structure, can do so at its own discretion seems to me like a different level of danger. If they have a level of control over the clearinghouse, they can use it to control speech in other countries. This is a huge factor, and it's a massive problem. And so what the issue is that a lot of credit processing companies refuse to do credit processing for certain things based off of like whatever criteria that they think is valid. And what ends up happening is that they can exercise that power, and because they effectively have a monopoly over credit processing, they can effectively make it where certain types of speech and certain types of expression are not usable. PayPal does it? Yeah, I think that this needs to have like a regulation on it. Because what you're really doing is you're having companies that are operating as a shadow government. They're operating basically as a legislative like group of people, and they're telling you like, well, this can't be accepted in anything. Shouldn't that be illegal? Yes, yeah, I think it should be illegal because it's too easily abusable, and I think that it will be abused, and it already has been abused. So, proceeding to head off the bad faith critics who would dismiss his concerns being rooted in nothing more than perversion. Taro would follow up tweet, personal position was actually born out of fear. It said power structures could eventually have very real consequences for people worldwide. It's not just a matter of adult content regulations or freedom of expression. It feels like a security hole for democracy as a whole. I cannot believe how ridiculously fucking base this is. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, like nobody talks about this at all. And it's such a, why can't you buy them? Basically because payment companies refuse to do business with them. Credit card companies have been doing that for a while. Yeah, they have. I think it's a huge issue. Why is it based? The reason why it's based is that I think that when companies operate in unison and they operate in a group, they operate unilaterally to exercise a certain viewpoint, to suppress another viewpoint, whether that's adult content, sexual content, which is usually the same thing, a political opinion, anything like that. What they're doing is they are functioning as a government. It's a cartel, basically. And they're not functioning as a free market. They're functioning as a tool to suppress speech. And so if you do that, this is the way that I see it. I think that if you are a company, you need to exist for the betterment of the people. And if you're using your pseudo-monopoly that you have to effectively suppress people's ability to express themselves and to, use soft power to make people do things or make people not do